I was kind of like on the bubble. I was kind of on the fence, I guess, because I was like, yeah, you tested well, but you know your GPA is lower than what we would like, and like why do you want to go to Howard? I was like, to be honest, you know, I just want to experience something different in life, and I know I'm intelligent, and I just want to be in an environment where I can learn how to really apply myself because I really haven't done that in my life to this point as far as apply myself academically. And they took it, they liked it, I guess, and a month later they accepted me.
Wow.
And that was, so I never applied anywhere else. I never got rejected, obviously, from anywhere else. And that's why I really think it was just meant for me to go that path. And so I'm just so grateful because that was really the only option to get out of Durham. Because who knows what my life would have turned out to be if I didn't go to Howard. And I mean, I don't know. Like I don't
You
know.
never know.
I might have gone to Durham Tech or something. I don't know. No disrespect to Durham Tech, but I would have done something in Durham, probably trying to, move my life forward. But I have no idea what that path was because I didn't even think about plan B. I was like, no, they're going to accept me. It's going to work. I just had blind confidence that path was going to work, and it did.
At that moment, are you thinking about what you're going to major as well, or are you just thinking about I'm gonna walk on to the basketball team?
Bro, I knew I could draw. I was like, they got any majors with drawing? And no, real talk, my first major was architecture.
Word.
Because in high school at Northern, I took a drafting class, and I was in drafting class going crazy. Like I was drawing all kind of stuff. Like the teacher was like, Rob, you should really get into art. And I'm like, all right. I was like, can I go to school for that? And so I literally went to Howard, and I was looking through majors. I was looking through majors.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because I was like, I'd rather draw than read.
Yo, this is exactly how, I remember thinking the same thing. Well, I didn't want to go to college if I can't study PE. Shit, that seemed like the best to do. Like, I was in the same mode, man.
Look, and I literally first semester at Howard, my major was architecture for that very reason. And that I realized like that was actually more work than a lot of other majors that I seen. And I was only in for a semester, and I was like, man, the people over in the School of Communications, they having fun over there. Let me get me a communications major. And I swapped, and I went over to the School of C because they was on the radio. Like they was going around school with towels. Like it just seemed like they was having fun. And I'm like, let me go over and change my major and go over there. And that's where I started my major in communications management. And in communications management, you had to pick a minor. And I was like, what's a minor? Like, well, like what's this? Like y'all throwing this extra stuff at me. Like, what's a minor?
Yeah.
So it's basically they're like, you got to concentrate on something that's like secondary to your major. And I'm like, okay, when I'm looking down the list, and I literally randomly picked economics. And I'm like, let me
shout out to the econ majors, man.
Yeah. And I took that first econ 101 or econ 01, whatever it was called.
Was it micro?
I think it actually was macro. But whatever it was, I was like, this easy. Yeah. And everybody in the class was like, struggling. You get this stuff?
Right.
I'm like, sure, like, this is just some numbers and some stories.
Supply,
like,
demand, what the
Yeah, like this is just numbers with a story with it. And I literally aced all my econ classes, and everybody was like, I was the person that was handing out all the answers. Like I was like, oh, this is my thing.
Right.
And I went hard in econ. It became a double major for me, and because I just took so many of the classes because it came so easy to me, and that's where I really figured out like, oh, I can actually do this financial stuff because these econ classes is fake to me. Like this is way too easy. Like I don't even have to study. Like I was not studying, and I was acing tests, and nobody understood like. My business partner today, Ashley Fox, we started Amplify together. We're going to talk about that. But we met because she was completely blown away by the fact that she saw that I didn't study and saw that I was acing the test. And she was like, Rob, you smart. You know this stuff. And that's what we both realized we had some kind of passion for finance and business partners to this day.
That's dope, man. And I'm happy that you shared that story because I fell into econ as a double major at Winston. I started, but and it's so many, like, whether it be disciplines like economics. You know, I compare it to that scene in The Wire when Stringer Bell was taking his econ class so he could figure out the market for his products. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yup.
The environments that we grow up in, you'd be surprised at how those skills not only translate to something like economics, but also just like the world of business in general and the mindset needed to be successful in a capitalist America. Like it's all like a great skill set that you nurture and develop, but not everyone gets to like then take that skill set and apply it on the battlefield, if you will, to make a living and show and demonstrate. And so the fact that you fell into econ is like, I can relate to that so much, but it's like, okay, so you went there for basketball. So did you hoop at Howard at all? Or like did you do that for all 4 years? I'm curious, like,
yeah.
At what point did you sort of separate and just be like, what was that like, giving up the hoop dream, if you will?
Yeah, no. So Howard has this traveling team, 1867. Shout out to 1867. And we was one of the only HBCUs that had a fully funded traveling team that was pretty much treated like the JV to the main team. And so it was always where players got pulled up from that team to play on the team. And so I did that for 3 years. And that was like, it was to me, it was like the best of both worlds because we traveled on planes, buses, going all over the country, playing some of the larger PWI schools, beating them. And it was just a great experience. And to be honest, we was winning more national championships than, our main team wasn't even winning the MEAC tournament at the time. Now, Howard basketball is on point these days, but back then it wasn't. And so we was, coming back to campus with trophies, and everybody was like, man, 1867 is the squad. Like they handle business. So that was a great experience. And, I met so many of the alumni because when you're on that team, you have to take a lot of leadership roles with events on campus. So graduation, we have something called it's basically commencement, but also something called Charter Day, which is when Howard University was chartered, March 3rd of every year. But at that event, all of the basketball players are like ushers for this alumni event. And I met some of the most prominent Howard alumni because I was captain of that basketball team and just had so many responsibilities where, the big names you hear with Howard alumni, I was talking to them, meeting them. I was 19, 20, 21. Like, man, like, dang, that's that person and that's that person. Yeah. He runs this and he runs that. And my wheels started rolling like, hold on, in a couple years, I'm going to be an alumni. So I'm kind of like him or I'm kind of like her, just younger. And it really just stretched my belief in myself. It's like, I'm in a space, I'm on a path to become that kind of individual that has an impact on the world in business or philanthropy or whatever those individuals were being honored for. And I'm now talking to them. I'm making sure they, move from room to room, and they're telling me about their careers, and I'm locking in internships and, getting references for certain things just from, having that role in some of those events because I was on the basketball team, which I was kind of forced to be ushers at events, but it actually gave me the opportunity to network and meet a lot of prominent people and the president of universities. It was just really dope. Just what I got exposed to.